place to get unstuck, make shit happen, and not take life so seriously. We have a very cool show for you today. It's all about quantum physics, the law of attraction, and the secret. Shh, there isn't one. So, let's rewind 7 years. It's before I learned how to direct my own destiny, and I'm starring in a movie titled One Hot Mess. Not really. But if there was a movie that I was starring in at that time, it would definitely be that title. My life is a complete debacle. I have just exited my marriage with little to no grace, as well as my job as a SAG actress and a filmmaker. I have no idea who I am, what my life's purpose is, or even what I want for breakfast, quite frankly. I begin to simultaneously try to find my life's purpose and my spiritual path by reading tons of self-help books and trying out new careers on a daily basis. Then I stumble upon a movie. It changes my life, sort of. Well, not really. Actually, it sucked, but it sets me on a new course to find the thing that actually does change my life. The movie? The secret. Shh, there isn't one. Did you see it? Yeah. Did you do what I did? Mm-hmm. I bet you did.
After I watch the movie The Secret, I fly out of my house to get my instructed supplies. I'm so excited I decide not to drive. I wind up running about 3 miles to my local office supply store, which, in hindsight, probably wasn't a good idea to do in the middle of summer in Fort Lauderdale. I almost pass out from heat stroke, but I am determined. Moments later, I come out with exactly what I was looking for. I'm about to make my very first magical vision board. I decide not to run home. Instead, I get smart and call Uber. When I get home, I spread out my favorite magazines like Teen Beat and Modern Mechanic. I get to work. I start cutting out photos of places I want to travel to, like South Africa and Tahiti. I cut out photos of the dreamboat and car and house that I'll own someday, and a picture of a really hot model who's going to marry me. When I'm done, I proudly hang this piece of magic up on the wall, get some popcorn, sit on my couch, and get ready for the life of my dreams to pop in the middle of my living room, just like it did in the movie. After several attempts of this magical manifestation, I squeeze my eyes shut one last time. And what happens? You guessed it.
Yeah, look familiar? Mm-hmm. Well, after about 3 weeks of that, I finally called my mother, and through hysterical tears, I sobbed to her saying, I don't know who I am, I don't know what I want, and I hate that movie, The Secret. I will say that The Secret was not all that bad. It certainly introduced many of us to the universal law of attraction, but then we had to figure out how to actually work with it. So in the spirit of all this, I have asked my dear friend and colleague, Darren Cephalou, who is an expert in helping regular peeps like us understand the quantum field, to join us on the show today.
Darren Cephalou has been supporting clients as a mental health counselor for over 15 years, helping individuals move through the darkness of addiction and mental health issues. After receiving a degree in psychology from the Florida Institute of Technology and his master's in social work from Barry University, Darren has continued to train in advanced disciplines such as NLP and hypnosis, as well as becoming certified in motivational enhancement therapy.
So welcome to the Jennifer Grey Show, Darren.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're so welcome. And you and I, we go way back, Darren and I.
Really way back.
Like before we were even born, we go back.
Absolutely.
Our dads actually were best friends since they were 15 years old, back in Brooklyn.
Right. Woo, woo. Hometown.
Hometown.
That's it.
And then we met when we were older.
Right.
Right? And we connected right away, especially on this whole quantum physics things. We were both super interested. You were a little ahead of me with your knowledge about it. And I remember coming to you, really exasperated with trying to manifest and trying to work with all of these different tools. And you were so gracious to kind of break down the nuts and bolts of the science in a really easy way that I could understand. So if you could just share how quantum physics, the science of it is, can be related to manifesting for my viewers, that would be great.
Absolutely. First off, I was just relieved that somebody actually was into something remotely similar, because the rest of my family thought I was bananas.
That's right.
You know, you're into science and what is all this stuff?
Right.
So what's really interesting is, as a mental health professional for the last 15 years, I've noticed some consistencies with regards to changes people made in their life.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we notice is when people set an intention to make a change and they follow it with certain actions, their life dramatically changes. There's a lot of things that happen. So it led me to want to take a look into why this is.
Right.
One of the reasons we want to take a look at this is because spirituality plays a big role for a lot of people when they're making a decision to change, especially within regard to the substance use field. Spirituality is a cornerstone of change.
Which is your field.
Absolutely. Yep. So one of the things that we started taking a look at is a lot of the ancient principles with regard to how to pray and how to manifest really held a lot in common with descriptions of quantum physics.
Right.
In quantum physics, interestingly enough, everything can really be related to waves.
Right.
I'm a surfer. I've been a surfer for 22 years.
That's right.
And I love being in the ocean. The ocean gives us a great medium to figure out how waves really work. There's waves going on all the time. Some waves are usable, some waves are really big, some waves are really small. Figuring out what wave is right for you becomes an art form.
So almost like the frequency, the wave that you're on, right? And then have that meet the frequency. That's the law of attraction.
Absolutely. And being in that ocean, you kind of get a feeling for things. And feeling becomes really important. So interestingly enough, some of the equations related to quantum physics, specifically the Schrodinger equations, have been used to determine where we might find really big waves, rogue waves. So we see the macro world, the bigger stuff that you and I are involved in every day, meeting up with the micro world of quantum physics, which is really interesting.
And it's so interesting because, you know, Buddha says, with your thoughts, you create your world. And I don't think that he saw the movie The Secret.
I'm pretty positive he did not see the movie.
He did not know.
Secret.
And he knew this wisdom 2,000 years ago. And then it takes, you know, science. I mean, you and I are from New York. We like cold, hard facts.
Totally.
And I remember, you know, really being in this world of spirituality and transformation, watching The Secret, and wanting so badly to believe in it. But I couldn't until I really started with you and also Greg Braden and Lynn McTaggart, studying the science that was underneath, that we have the ability to create our reality with what we're thinking, believing, and feeling. And this feeling, like you're saying, this is the waves and what wave you're on.
Well, there's so much information that our body puts out. You know, again, from a psychological perspective, the EEGs of the brain, the EKGs of the heart, all these, and again, they're waves. We can read them as waveforms. We understand that as people make specific changes in their life, create positive thinking, reduce negative thinking, clear themselves of trauma where they have ongoing negative thinking that shows up all the time, and they start to perpetuate a positive stream of waves, the world around them seems to change, and it seems to create what it is that they want. This is why people call it the miracle. When the miracle happens to them, the miracle shows up as a result of them consistently putting out positive wave energy. And that wave energy goes out and it disperses into a field around us, and that field is very noticeable. When you walk into a room of people that you're familiar with, there's a tremendous energy. When you walk into an uncomfortable situation, there's also an energy. It's a very different energy. So when we take a look, there's really two camps of people. You know, there's people who believe that everything is material, it's just stuff, you know? And we're made of just stuff. But then the other camp is really related to everything is consciousness. And when we think about it, like, so if Jennifer gets hungry, right? What does Jennifer experience?
Hunger.
How does that show up for you?
Starving.
That's it, right? So you get that starving feeling, and the stomach sends a message to something bigger than itself. The stomach sends a message to Jennifer. The stomach doesn't know it's in a body, it just knows it's a stomach and it wants food. It sends a message to something bigger, and you go out and get it food, and it goes, ah, great. Every time I send that feeling out, I get something in return, right? So we're kind of the same way. There's a bigger consciousness to all the things that we experience. When we put that message out on a consistent basis, we're basically asking the universe what it is that we're hungry for.
Right.
And if we're in a constant state of panic, fear, stress, what we replay and what we attract is that.
Again.
The universe answers that. It says, here you go. But if we're in a state of appreciation, gratitude, love, what we then get back is all the things that we're looking for.
Right.
So that feeling is really important. And when we work with people on a psychological level, it's first and foremost to get them feeling well.
Yes.
Once we get people feeling well, then we can get them really intentional about the goals. That's where I learned a lot from you in the creative insight journey.
Yep.
Getting really intentional about things.
Yes, absolutely. And so that's where the practices come in, you know, getting yourself to that balanced place using mindfulness, meditation, journaling, working all the different tools. I know you use NLP, you use drumming, you use all these different modalities to really help people get grounded, centered, loving themselves, confident, and then you can send out that message.
It's that confidence, so that overwhelming feeling of confidence, knowing that you've completed a lot of work. That's one of the things that makes a tremendous difference. When you have really put the time and effort and energy in, you feel like there's nothing that can stop you.
Yeah.
So then all these things start to manifest and you go, wow, I can't believe all these things are happening to me, especially all in such a short period of time and all at once. But it comes as a result of that feeling.
Exactly.
That feeling of confidence that you've created inside yourself.
Yep, doing the personal development work. And it can't be the I'll be happy when, because then you're in that state of wanting. So it's about being grateful, it's about being an acceptance of what is and being happy in the here and now. That breeds more things to be excited about and grateful of. So that's kind of a little bit of the trap of manifesting, I think, too.
Absolutely. The I'll be happy when is acknowledging the condition you have right now.
It is not good.
I don't have it.
Right.
I'll be happy when I get it, but right now I'm not happy because I don't have it. So the idea of creating goals that you can achieve that go, well, I've got that, and I've got that, and I've got that, and those ultimately leading to that feeling of confidence, that ability to make things happen. Then you notice all these opportunities that have never come before you show up in your life, and it starts to make sense.
Right, and then you're starring in the 2016 Feel-Good Film of the Year, right? Starring your damn self.
Absolutely, and
Awesome.
I mean, you know, the last couple of years following some of the work I have done with you got me from a place where I was, you know, consistently in the same spot over and over again. And some simple practices of utilizing simple techniques to create confidence, set some goals, and then follow through with those goals have led to, you know, the most extraordinary changes.
I know,
Such a
and you
short
got
period of time.
engaged, right?
Got engaged,
You got your
manifested love.
master's, right?
I finished a master's degree.
Awesome, badass. All because of me.
Absolutely.
Well, we have that
Absolutely.
great relationship. You've been so generous, you know, really educating me about quantum mechanics and your whole world of recovery and healing and working with people. And I've been, in turn, able to share Creative Insight Journey with you and the work that I've done. And so that's what makes us La Familia.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sure our dads, my dad's up there, your dad's down here, and I know that they would be proud of us even though they think we're crazy.
A little bit, but I think they're pretty proud.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being on the show today.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thank you for having me as
Here's
always.
to Brooklyn.
Here's to Brooklyn, hometown.
Hometown. So that's our show today. Do not forget to enjoy our free giveaway, which is the Quantum Physics 101 Toolkit that you can download at jennifergrace.com/freestuff. Plus the 8-week course, the Creative Insight Journey, that I teach based on the Stanford University Master's Degree course is now going global. We are launching our first 5 cities this January in San Fran, San Diego, Orange County, the ATL, and NYC. And later this year, it will be launching in 5 different languages and countries. So check out jennifergrace.com to take a journey near you. And one more thing, today I am also giving away my 4-week live online webinar, Directing Your Destiny, based on my Hay House book, valued at $297, which will teach you how to properly work with the law of attraction to manifest your dreams. You can register for that on jennifergrace.com free stuff page. First class starts January 2nd, 2016. Classes will be recorded if you miss. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Jennifer Grace Show, because this, my friends, is as real as it's gonna get.